Shalom, Israel. Welcome back. House of Israel, the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the whole entire world. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. This is your brother, Akika David. I appreciate your support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Make sure you click that little bell at the right-hand corner of your screen. It gives you notifications of the new videos that we put out. Also, too, I want to remind you that we do hold the Hebrew class if you're interested. That goes over the Hebrew alphabet. We go over the vowels. I teach you how to speak the language. I give you materials. I actually send you videos of our teachings, a host of different things. But at any rate, we do still hold it on Shabbat from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Secondly, we also have an additional class that we have that are for people who are not able to make Shabbat. So it will be on what they would call Yom Rishon, which is the day of the sun, S-U-N day, okay, which is the first day of the week. And we have the same time at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I was reading in the book of Jeremiah recently about what Yah called him to do, okay? And in the book of Jeremiah, Yah begins to tell Jeremiah that he wanted to send him to go do his bidding for him. And he told him that he wanted to send him to the nations and send him to the house of Israel. And the purpose of this is to do a few things. But I just want to focus on a couple of things, okay? One of the primary reasons of anyone going to speak to anyone about what Yah has said is to do a few things. And I think there are actually 6 of them. I was only going to tell you 4 of them, but I'm going to tell you 6 of them. Number 1 is to uproot. 2nd is to tear down. 3 is to destroy. 4th is to demolish. And then, of course, after you tear down and you uproot and you destroy and demolish, then you can begin to build and plant, okay? Where are we right now in terms of this process? I believe that we're still in the process of uprooting, tearing down, destroying, and demolishing. I know, and I know a lot of people have a problem with me saying this. I know. And I also know that there's a lot of contention out there between teachers, rabbis, priests, pastors, missionaries, street ministries, different Hebrew Israelite camps, my favorite group, which I named, okay? I want you to remember, I named these people. They're called Hebristians, okay? Which means that they have never, ever, ever came fully over to accepting Yah's Torah, okay? They speak Torah out of their mouth, okay? And say that they're attached to him, but they still have Christian ways. Meaning they don't follow Yah's, festivals. They don't follow the Torah. They don't wear their tzitzits. They don't wear their beards. They don't do any of the things that Yah had commanded the children of Israel to do because they simply believe that some person said that they didn't have to do it anymore. And sometimes that person might be a man that's a savior, who may be human that was used as a sacrifice, a human sacrifice, which is something that the Torah prohibits, or he might just be God, depending on who you're talking to, okay? The bottom line is this. I'm a God killer. Yah has called Israel to be the people of him to kill and destroy and to uproot and to demolish the gods of the nations. That's what we're called to do. I know that you want this to be a missionary journey. I know you want someone to hold your hand. I know you don't want me to crush your God, but I'm going to. I'm going to destroy him. I'm going to destroy. I'm going to tear down. I'm going to uproot and I'm going to demolish. Because that's what Yah called Israel to do. He told them, when you go into these places, you tear down their altars, their standing stones, their pillars, you cut them down, you burn everything up, and you destroy it. And you do not make any covenant with the people around you. So I don't understand how these Hebristians, those are the ones I'm mainly talking to right now. The ones who have decided that they still want to be like the people around them. How in the world can you say that you're following Yah and have Torah on your lips, but you don't do what he asked you to do? I got people right now that will not even talk to me in my own family because I decided to follow the ways of the Most High. Why can't you wear a beard? Why can't you wear a tzitzit? Why can't you eat the diet? Why can't you say that his day is holy? Why can't you follow what he says? Why is there a problem? Because you said that some man came and told you something else, which is completely contrary to what he said? Please give me a break. We're God killers. That's what Yah called us to be, God killers. We're here to destroy theological positions. I'm at war. That's what I'm at. I'm at war right now. I'm at war with the people around me. Okay? Well, you might say, well, we've been called to peace. We've been called to shalom. So why are you fighting with people? Let me read a scripture to you right quick. Okay? So you can kind of get an understanding of why I'm saying what I'm saying. Because for whatever reason, Yah's people don't understand that there's no way that you can be friends with people and think that you're going to have a great opportunity to bring them over. Okay, it's not going to happen like that. It's in the book of Proverbs. This is what it says in verse number 4. Those who abandon Torah will praise the wicked, but those who keep the Torah will fight them. Fight the wicked. Those who keep the Torah will fight the wicked. Proverbs chapter 28, verse number 4. Might be verse number 3 in your Bible. It's right there. It's right there. It is right there. Those who keep Torah fight the wicked. You don't understand that this is a battle? Verse number 9. If a person will not listen to the Torah, even his prayer is an abomination. Same chapter. Few verses down. The prayer of a person who doesn't listen to the Torah is an abomination. So listen, you people who were born in the 1950s or 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and even you 90s. Let me tell you something. You're playing with the wrong one. You're playing with the Elohim of all creation. You really believe that he sent us here and put us in exile and destroyed us as a nation and tore down our temple and had our ancestors raped, pillaged, and plundered and beaten and had their teeth knocked out of their mouth? For what? Why was he so hard on the children of Israel? Why did he scatter us to all the nations? Why did he say when you get there you're going to pine away? Did he say all that? What did he say? Didn't he say that when you get there you're going to pine away and die off like a leaf? Didn't he say that you're going to suffer from anxiety? Didn't he say, I'm going to put the diseases of the nations upon you? They're the part of the curses in Deuteronomy chapter number 28 and Leviticus number 26. Didn't he say, I'm going to punish you over and over and over and over again until you finally get it? Didn't he say that when you go to the nations where you're at, you're going to serve the gods of wood and stone? Didn't he say that? But all of a sudden now we got some theological seminarians who think they know what Yah has said. They don't know what Yah has said. We got people out here right now, Israel, that are telling you because you're in exile, you don't have to keep Yah's laws. And if you break his laws, he says that there is a time of grace. Nothing's going to happen to you. Yah's not going to hold you accountable. That's what's being spoken. Nothing's going to happen to you. Nothing. But because why? Because the Ashkenazis, right, have taught our people. Our people are listening to them. The reason why they're listening to them because they don't know Yah. Do you know it's possible for you to be speaking the Torah and still be a wicked person? Yes. Well, you know what? I tell you what right quick. Since I said that, I don't want you to think that I'm the one who said it. I really don't want you to think that I'm the person who came up with, these words. Okay, I don't want you to think that I'm just saying this just to be saying it. Okay, let's hear what he said. Yah has said in the book of Jeremiah, okay, chapter number 2, verse number 32. What did he say? He says, does a girl forget her jewelry, or a bride her wedding sash? Yet my people have forgotten me. Really? They've forgotten me? Yeah. Israel has forgotten Yah. How about this? This is even better. Chapter number 2, verse number 8. It says, the Kohanim did not ask, meaning the priests, where is Yahweh? Those who deal with the Torah did not know me. What? Those who don't know the Torah, or that did know the Torah, didn't ask for me. They don't know me. How's that possible? How could you be dealing with the Torah and you don't know Yah? How could that be? Do your homework. Read in Psalms 50 where Yah says that the wicked have taken my words upon their lips. Yes, the wicked are the ones who can sit and have and speak Yah's words and don't follow through with what he said. Again, you got people out here that's saying that you don't have to keep Yah's laws because you're in exile. Because they have developed a system. Because all of a sudden now they know him. They know what he thinks, they know what he wants, and they know what he expects. They never talk about what he said. They only talk about what they think. Okay? So the ones who's telling you what they think is the one that you need to be careful about. Okay? The one who's telling you that you can break Yah's laws. You can break the Sabbath and he'll forgive you. No problem, because you're in exile and he knows that you're in exile. So he'll understand. The one who tells you that you can break y'all's dietary laws because you're under grace is the one you need to watch out for. The one who tells you that you can go buy and sell on Shabbat is the one that you need to watch out for. The one who's telling you about this so-called dispensations of the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and seventh, and eighth day, that's the one you need to watch out for. That's the person you need to watch out for. Because that person's going to lead you and guide you to be destroyed. You have to listen to what Yahweh said. Don't even listen to what I'm telling you. Listen to what he says. That's what you have to listen to. You can't listen to people. You can't trust nobody. I'm not asking you to put no trust in me. But guess who he did tell us to trust? He told us to trust Moshe. For how long? Forever. In the book of Exodus chapter number 19. He says, I'm going to come and speak to you so they'll hear me speaking to you so they would always fear what I said and fear what you are talking about forever. Deuteronomy chapter number 30 says this, when the time arrives that all these things have come upon you, both the blessing and the curse, which I have presented to you, and you are there among the nations, to which Yahweh Elohim has driven you, and then at last you start thinking about what's happening to you, you will return to Yahweh, your Elohim, and pay attention to what he said. Pay attention of what he said, and it will be exactly what I'm ordering you to do today. Now, why would Moshe tell you and I that when you're in the land of where you've been scattered and Yah comes to you, and you start thinking about what's happened to you, about why you were scattered, why is this happening? Why is my life flipped upside down? Why are we oppressed? Why is this happening? Why did we go into slavery? Why? You got to start thinking about what happened to you. And in the process of that, you turn back to Yahweh with a whole heart. You and your children, you will do exactly what he said you're supposed to do. Now, granted, well, David, are you saying that, I have to do the sacrifices? Is that what you're saying I have to do? No. No. He tells us you're not going to have any sacrifices. I don't want you to have that sacrifice. of bulls and goats. What I want is the sacrifice of your soul. And you can find that in the book of Isaiah, chapter 53. Chapter number 53 tells you that Yah wants you to sacrifice your soul as a guilt offering. Lift up your soul to Yah and tell him that you're sorry. That's what he's asking for. So it's not about semantics. It's not about word usages. It's about keeping it real. Okay? The bottom line is that when we're in this land, we're supposed to do something. And people don't want to do what Yah wants us to do. Some people say that we can't keep his laws and statutes and commandments because they were written on stone. And I asked the question, if that's the case, then why were all the kukims, or let me keep it in English for you, why were all the judgments and the ordinances and the statutes and appointed times written on scroll, in a book? I don't hear nobody talking about, well, it was the hardness of their hearts from the book. Why was the book that Moshe put blood on that joined us to the covenant? Was that written on stone? No. It wasn't written on stone. So the whole Christian theology that talks about the stone being the heart of Israel is a complete lie. Yah wrote his words on stone to represent that you are not to change nothing I said. Do not add to what I said and do not subtract. You cannot subtract the word once it's been etched in stone. You cannot add to the words if it's etched in stone. By the finger of Elohim. Enough is enough, Israel. You are listening to people who don't have your best interest at heart. He didn't tell you when Paul tells you something. He didn't say when your rabbi tells you something. He didn't say when your pastor tells you something. He says when you start thinking about it. You have a responsibility to yourself and your family. And you will return to Yahweh and pay attention to what he has said, which will be exactly what I'm ordering you to do today, you and your children, with all of your heart and all your being. And at that point, Yahweh, your Elohim, will reverse your exile and show you mercy and return you and gather you from all the peoples from which Yahweh has scattered you. Not giving you permission not to do what he says. Trying to be too spiritual. Don't want to accept the truth. Don't want to accept the fact that this is about our manner of life and conduct. It's about what you do with your eyes, what you look at. It's what you do with your ears and what you're listening to and who you're listening to. It has to do with what you do with your hands. Your hands are what's used to violate the Shabbat. Isaiah 56 tells you that. Don't lift your hand to do nothing on Yah's day. And somebody that's doing something on Yah's day is violating his day. Period. Well, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? You better do what you need to do. I'm not telling you anything about what I think you should do. It's about what your relationship with Yah is. If you want to take the risk of doing that, then that's your business. If you want to eat pork because you think it's sanctified and all things are clean because of Yeshua, fine. You're going to find out that it's not the case. It tells you in chapter 65 and 66 of Isaiah that I'm going to kill that person. And you got a problem with him killing people. But you never think, and you never comes to your mind, wait a minute, let's think about what he said. He said, do I take any pleasure in the death of the wicked? No. So if he doesn't take any pleasure in the death of the wicked, then why are the wicked dying? The wicked are dying because they don't want to do what Yahweh says. That's why they're going to die. Period. Yah is intending to bring us out to the wilderness and judge us face to face. So I want to see that so-called grace that was been talking about. I want to see that grace that's in the so-called sixth day. I want to see that grace that he's talking about. Matter of fact, let's read it right quick. So you won't think that I'm saying. Let's read what he told the prophet Ezekiel. Go to chapter number 20. Go to Ezekiel chapter number 20. Let's go to verse number 30. He says this. So tell the house of Israel that Yahweh says, you are defiling yourselves in the same way your ancestors, following the abominations and fornicating with them. When you're offering your gifts, you make your children pass through the fire and defile yourselves with all your idols. To this day, so am I supposed to allow you to consult me, house of Israel? As I live, saith Yahweh Elohim, I swear that I will not have you consult me. And that what you have in your mind when you say we will be like the nations, like the families of other countries serving wood and stone, will certainly not happen. As I live, says Yahweh, I swear that surely with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and poured out fury, myself will be king over you. Me, Yahweh, I will bring you out from the peoples, and I will gather you from out from the countries where you were scattered, with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, with a poured out fury. Then I will bring you into the desert of the peoples and judge you face to face. Does it sound like there's any so-called grace? I will judge your ancestors as I judged your ancestors in the desert of the people, and judge you face to face. Just like I judged your ancestors. Don't you get it? In the land of Egypt, so I will judge you, says Yahweh Elohim. I will make you pass under the crook, and I will bring you to the obligations of the covenant. Now, I got some bad news for you in verse 38. I will rid you of all the rebels who are in revolt against me. I will bring them out from the land where they've been living, but they will not enter the land of Israel. No unrighteous person is going into Israel. No unrighteous person. So when you got these stupid people out here that are telling you that you don't have to keep Yah's commandments and that you're in a time of grace, you better wake up, Israel. You better listen to what he's talking about. No unrighteous person will go into the land. And the question is, when he says the people who have revolted against me, what does revolt mean to you? What does the word revolt mean? Does it mean being accepting of Yah, or does it mean going against what he said? What does it mean? Somebody talk to me. Oh, that's right. You're under grace. You're under grace. Grace means that you don't have to do what Yahweh says. You know why people want this grace message? It's not just one person. It's everybody. You know why they want the message of grace? Huh? Because they don't have to be responsible for their lifestyle and their action, their conduct, and they actually want the people around them that don't follow Yah, that Yah's going to give them a chance. Your chance is right now. That's why he sent us in captivity. It's for you to make up your mind. Revolt means to rebel. It's to be in opposition and have resistance against an authority. The authority of Elohim is what people are resisting. They're rebelling against Yah. I'm telling you what Yahweh is saying. Read it for yourselves. Find me this dispensation of grace. I want you to find it for me. I want you to show me where Yah says that, find me dispensation when he says Yah's coming in a flame of fire to judge all humanity. Show me that time of grace that these people are talking about. These people that agree with some things of Peter and some things of Paul, and they understand what he was saying to Timothy. I want you to show it to me. And yet, no one's been able to show it to me. That's why I'm your brother. I'm your guardian. You understand what I'm saying? If you think about the word Ak, because that's what a brother is. I'm Akika. I am your brother, Ak and Ka, your brother. And I'm telling you right now, as an Ak, a strong wall, Aleph, strength, Ket, wall. I'm a strong wall of defense against anybody that will come against my brothers and sisters and tell them something that the Father did not say. I will go to war with anybody. It doesn't matter. Whoever you are, I will go to war with you. Period. I'm going to war. Because Yah told me to uproot, destroy, burn down, demolish, and tear down the gods of the nations. And say what he said. What's so hard about this? What is so difficult to do what he asked you to do? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. There is going to be what they call shalom. And shalom means payment. Yah is going to pay us back for what we've done. You can find that in Leviticus chapter number 26, verse number 40. He doesn't mention grace, people. He doesn't mention it. Not while we're in captivity. You don't have room and wiggle room to play around. This is your time to make things right. You've been playing a whore for all these years. Now it's time for you to put down your boyfriend and the people you've been messing around with and stop calling on the name of other gods and turn back to Yahweh with a whole heart, meaning your whole entire mind and being. That's as simple as it is. And with that, I say to you, shalom.